Hello, listeners and viewers, and welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast. This is episode 2. I'm your host again, Jacob, and again we have Gabriel. Hello, Gabriel.
What's up again?
What's up? So, in the last episode, we talked about, our passion for film and stuff, how we got into it, or how I got into it, and how you still kind of do it, even though you do engineering. You're still very much interested in film and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, but in this episode, let's talk about things we like about film, like movies, shows, stuff like that, media. Mm-hmm. So we talked about Cartoon Network last time.
Yes, we did.
Great channel, I guess. Would you call it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, channel.
Well, it's a network.
Network.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I'm smart. I know about film, guys. I'm going to school for this. So yeah, it's great. But yeah, I love Adventure Time and stuff like that.
I also very much like Adventure Time, yeah.
They're kids shows, but like they feel like more in a way.
Adventure Time, I believe, is one of like the only childhood or child-oriented child demographic shows that literally deal with death and life after death and the devil and gods.
Steven Universe also deals with that kind of stuff too.
But
more magical.
I hate Steven Universe.
You hate Steven Universe?
Yeah.
That's a whole other podcast. That's a whole other episode.
I can't stand. I couldn't stand it as a kid. Now it's like I see it. I'm like,
it gets better. I'm a big fan.
I mean, I imagine, but like Adventure Time, just when you see how the show starts to like sort of unfold later on, like you have near death stuff, and then you have multiple dimensions. You have, sort of this devil-like entity chasing after Jake and Finn, and he's like the embodiment of dread. Yeah, and evil, basically. And then there was a even more evil above him, right? And man, I can't remember their names for the life of me right now.
Describe them, because I watched that show too many times.
So, embodiment of dread, it's the guy in the snail. It's the snail.
The snail. The lich.
The lich, there we go, yeah. And then you have the red pyramid-headed guy. I can't... Golb. Yeah, because they say like what the glob, because that's like
glob
God.
Is another.
That's God. And then they say like Golb is obviously like the devil himself.
Yeah.
Or like the devil, I guess, multi-dimensionally.
Evil entity.
Yeah, because Lich is like...
the embodiment of evil.
Yeah, he's like the Antichrist. And then I would say the devil is Golb. And that whole show is just great.
It's definitely a show that kind of changed our brain chemistry into... I feel like for me, that show was like fundamental for why I like film and stuff. Even to the point where I'm like, I still kind of want to be a voice actor. Like animated shows, because it's an animated show, but it's a crazy animated show.
Yeah,
it's like went down for so long.
Yeah, for me, a show that went on for like so long, and then I don't know if it got me into wanting to like do screenwriting and stuff like that. I would leave that more to movies. I grew up watching a lot of movies, but if there was a show that was like this really long running show and all of that stuff, I would have to say it's Naruto. Yeah, like I grew up watching that, and then
it's great.
And the thing is, like, I'm not even that big into anime. It was just like that was what was on, and I was like, oh cool, ninjas, and they're like destroying each other, and who's this guy, like, Sasuke with like a curse mark. And then after that they started playing it on, I believe it was Adult Swim. So the way that it would be was like Naruto would play until like 8 p.m. and those were reruns. But then it would be King of the Hill for like a half hour. And back then I hated King of the Hill. Now it's like...
I think every kid hated those kind of Adult Swim shows. That like when I switched over to Adult Swim, you're like, oh, where's that one show that I like?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, switch to Adult Film and you're to Adult Swim, and then you're like, now I gotta go to sleep. But
switching to Nick at Night also.
No, but the thing is, I like Nick at Night.
Full House.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Was I would go to it would go from Naruto, the normal shonen, to then it would be King of the Hill for like a half hour, and during that half hour, I would just go watch Full House, and then at like I believe I was at 9 that it would switch. So then at 9:30 they started playing Shippuden. The thing is that it was in Japanese with like the subtitles, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna watch it anyway. And I got through a lot of Naruto like that, and then I don't know, I turned like 13 and I had like my first phone, and then after that I was like, all right, screw it, I'm just gonna watch the actual show on my phone now. And yeah, I've rewatched it God knows how many times, but that was definitely something that was like, it brought me into like how to develop sort of these characters and sort of these lands and, you know, different countries.
Story building.
Yeah, story building, but across, you know, hundreds and hundreds of episodes or hundreds of hours. Because if you look at something like a movie, it's like, sure, I can write a story where it's like 3 hours of something, right? Or 2 hours of something. And it's like, you don't have to really care where stuff went, right? Because it's like, in a movie, right? If it's taking place in Boston, it's like, you're not gonna wonder, oh, how did this family get to Boston? You don't give a crap about that. so
they're just in Boston.
They're just in Boston. But then if you have like something like Naruto, it's like, oh, how did all of these families get here? How did this village get here? So it's like,
that's different. It's like a fantasy story.
Yeah,
so
but
you're kind of more intrigued to like, how did that start?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I also don't tend to go much into fantasy when I write. So for me, it's kind of like, if I was to do a show, it would be something definitely like 3-season run, 4-season run. But if I were to do something that's like, I'd rather stay within film, right? Because even though I'd like to go into something more fantastical or something deeply seated in realism, but definitely more fantastical, kind of like what Quentin Tarantino does, or someone like Martin Scorsese does, where it's like sometimes they're true stories, or sometimes they're really deeply seated in reality, but then it's just like how things happen are very much not probably how reality went. Like Martin Scorsese and The Irishman, right? Based off the book, I believe it was like, what's it called? Like The Painter, like the man that paints houses or something. And it's about how he like supposedly took out Jimmy Hoffa, right? And it's like, did Jimmy Hoffa die this way? I don't think so. I don't think so. You look at like Inglourious Bastards, and the whole thing's very much deeply seated in, you know, World War II, and you have
Quentin Tarantino, amazing director.
Yeah, I love his stuff, but like, yeah, it's like his stuff is very deeply seated in something real going on, which is World War II. Exactly. But unlike real life, they kill Hitler at the end, and you're like,
it's a different take, definitely, on like real life, but like, it feels like a real story. Like when I was watching that movie, it was unlike most movies I've seen.
Yeah,
it was so deep. Like there's like 5 stories going on at once, and it's not like you're lost in between each one of them. It's like they all lead to the same point.
Yeah,
and you see each of those stories building and developing to go to this like ending, which is amazing story structure.
Yeah, I've always been sort of like in the school of thought of like, Quentin Tarantino made Pulp Fiction so Inglourious Bastards could run. You know, like Pulp Fiction walked so Inglourious Bastards could run. And then Inglourious Bastards walked so Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could run. Because it's like, you see elements of Pulp Fiction in something like Inglourious Bastards, where it's like sort of all of these stories, all these people coming together for sort of like this change in history, right? Like you have one side is Shoshana and her story, you know, taking care of the theater. And then, you know, then you have on the other side is sort of Hans Landa, and he's, you know, the Jew killer, and he's like, you know, like the rat sniffer or whatever they called him. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, you have the actual like bastards themselves. And that definitely took away from Pulp Fiction, where you have Samuel Jackson's character and John Travolta's character, and they're sort of like living their own life until they get to that diner that was in the first scene. But then if you see the ending of Inglourious Bastards, they kill Hitler. And then in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, at the end, they don't kill Roman Polanski's wife. Instead, they try to kill Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and Brad Pitt stands there and murders him.
Yeah, it's definitely. I can't really describe Quentin Tarantino movies like that. Like, I can't give it just like a single word to it. It's just amazing.
They're fun.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're just fun to watch.
Even the ones that are more serious, like you have Django, right? Like Django is supposed to be this very, somber movie because it's taking place in antebellum era, south of America, well, or southern America, antebellum period.
Mm-hmm.
So right before the Civil War. And it's supposed to be this sort of serious love story, right? Like it's a love story. And Django's like this black superhero seated in realism. But then he blows up like this, he blows up Candy's manor. And it's like, that's freaking cool. That's pretty cool. Like you can't just be there and not try to like celebrate what Django stood for, right? And they're fun. Even when they're like super duper depressing, like how Django's supposed to be.
And even Glorious Bastards is kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like at times it's like gut wrenching.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing. And then you have like Kill Bill 2, right?
Yeah.
It's, both Kill Bills. It's a woman that lost her baby, and no matter how colorful the sets are, no matter how bloody the fighting is, there's like sort of this mother that just lost her
deep-rooted story still in there.
Yeah, exactly. She lost her husband at her marriage or at her wedding, lost her kid because she was pregnant, and then like where she reaches the last scene where she sees her child for the first time, and it's like, what the hell? But like the whole movie is still fun to watch, fun to sort of like experience.
Yeah, exactly. So. Switching topics real quick, we actually did do a poll on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Regarding different kinds of forms of media and how people like prefer different things.
Yeah.
Like on the first poll here is like, do people prefer movies that are like they're from now times or before? Like from the past or current movies?
Yeah.
Majority said before.
Okay.
So like people like older movies, I guess per se, how they are. How they were back in the day.
Is this like how movies were back in the day, or do they prefer a movie that's based on something that happened?
Just how they were back in the day. Like,
okay.
I guess because recently when people think about recent movies, they think about Marvel. And stuff like that, how like those kind of movies are.
Yeah, no, I definitely do believe we are sort of like in a slump when it comes to Hollywood released movies.
We're in a remake era.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
In high school, I wrote, we had to do like this little like magazine piece, and I believe the sponsor for the project was like a media company, and I told them like everyone's remaking stuff. Like it's either a remake or it's a sequel or it's a prequel. Yeah. There's barely anything where it's an original idea, right? Like it's either based off of a book, which is fine. That's fine, right? Because like
recently, The Long Walk just came out based on the book. Fantastic.
There's the whole Dune series, which is like insanely good. I love Dune, and it's like that's fine. To make a live action, I feel to a cartoon, people could definitely relate to a cartoon more than someone live action.
I'm a huge animation fan.
Yeah.
I prefer animation for like a lot of things.
Because like you go on social media and it's like there's gonna be girls, boys, white, black, Asian, and they're all gonna want to dress up like SpongeBob or like Squidward. But then if you made a real life anything, right? I don't think you can relate to it the same way.
Yeah, exactly. Another poll that we have here is, do you binge shows weekly or at once? Like, do you wait for all the episodes to come out? Like recently now, Peacemaker is coming out right now.
Yeah.
It's a weekly thing. I know a lot of people wait to watch it. My family waits to until
I don't. For something like that, I won't wait.
I can't wait.
Like Invincible, when Invincible was coming out, I was watching it like every week.
I was waiting till the minute it came out.
Yeah.
At the finale when it came out like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I waited.
I would set the alarm for 3 a.m, and then I got my girlfriend into it, and then now it's like she'd be like, "Don't wait, don't watch it until like you come over." I'm like, dude, I watch it, and then I just act surprised when I watch it with it.
For Invincible, you can't wait. That's stuff.
Yeah, Invincible. Yeah.
With other shows, honestly, it depends on the show. Because
Yeah.
on the poll, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
We currently have right now.
It definitely depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
Because
Because
Wednesday was
yeah.
good, but I don't think I'm on my hands and knees waiting for more.
Yeah, I know.
Peacemaker, I'm like, yes, please.
And there's definitely shows that should be released all at once. Because like, look at what happened with Stranger Things, right? They released like half the season and then they waited months and then released the rest of the seasons. And it's like, that's stupid. People are gonna forget stuff. Invincible season 2 tried doing that and they failed miserably.
Their viewership dropped.
Yeah, and it's and then like after that for season 3 they were like, okay, we're not doing that anymore, guys.
And now season 4 is almost done already.
Yes. Oh man,
Thank God.
I'm so excited for that. But yeah, like there's some shows where they definitely need to drop all the episodes at once because we subscribe to streaming platforms so we can do one of two things: watch things all at once without ads.
Instantly.
Yeah, without ads. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to subscribe to something, it's gonna be like, oh, for $2 less a month, you can watch it with ads. That's TV. And then our things release.
No, we're in cable now. We're back. We're back
where we started. And then they're like, oh, and then our shows are coming out once a week. That is cable. That is TV. That is like regular TV. You are doing nothing new, and it's honestly annoying because
it also regards to the hype. Also,
yeah. And if you wanted, let's say you wanted like the big four people, right? You have Amazon, Netflix, Hulu. Disney Plus. Well, I think Disney now, as soon as you buy Disney it comes with Hulu. But let's say you have like HBO Netflix, Max. HBO Max, Netflix, Disney, and Netflix and Amazon Prime. It's the same cost as just getting a cable package.
Yeah, but yeah, like these weekly shows, I definitely what keeps it alive is the hype, which actually relates to our last poll that we're going to talk about in this episode. What makes people want to watch stuff? The reviews or the hype? Again, it's
depends.
50-50.
Yeah.
It depends. For me, recently, it's the hype. Mm-hmm. Superman just came out.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I want to make it out there. I love that movie. But a lot of it was the hype. Mm-hmm. So much hype around that movie. And when it came out, everybody was watching it.
Yeah.
And then there's like really good movies, like Guillermo del Toro movies that are coming out that nobody really watches.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough hype for it. Mm-hmm. The reviews are great, but not enough hype.
Yeah.
That's what the media world is now. It's just social media trends and, hype around this one thing that is just a giant snowball effect.
Yeah.
That releases.
Yeah, I mean, with me, if I'm gonna watch something that just came out in theaters, I'm gonna go off of the reviews and not the hype. Cause like most recent example, Sinners, that one, the reviews were crazy. Like even before they came out. So like people got previews like the week before and they reviewed it as, I think it had like a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes the week before it dropped. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy my tickets. Because I just hadn't seen that much hype. I'm not too much on TikTok. But so like at least on Instagram, I didn't see any hype on it on Instagram. And I watched it opening night and I was like, this is a great movie. Thank God I didn't like guide myself by any hype. With Weapons, I really wanted to watch it, never got the time, but then I saw more and more hype and I was like, okay, damn it, I gotta watch it. But then something like Invincible, I knew Invincible from the comics. So I was like,
I read the comics.
I
couldn't wait.
Yeah, great story. And I knew when the show dropped, I was like, this is gonna be great. Yeah. So I watched it literally like the first day it dropped.
It's a different kind of hype. It's more like a personal hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like my brother, he hadn't read it. So he went into the show because people were like, oh my God, do you guys know what happens in the first episode? And by the time he watched it, there was only one episode that needed to drop, which was the last episode of season 1, which is a crazy good episode. But yeah, I mean, as far as stuff go, like movies go, I would say like the main reason I would watch something is because of the actors, directors, the people involved in the film.
Yeah.
And then it would be probably reviews and then hype. Hype, I don't think should completely drive movies.
Exactly.
Because then you give the light to the wrong kind of people, I believe.
Because like the internet's weird now. You don't know why
Exactly.
it's getting hyped right now.
Exactly.
It's just a simple moment in the movie where it's like somebody says 6, 7, and then people go crazy. But it's definitely a topic that we could go on and on about, have hundreds of episodes on. But we are unfortunately out of time right now. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching, or even if you're an audio listener, I hope you enjoyed listening to us. Hopefully we get to do more of this. And yeah, thank you for tuning into Real Talk. I'll catch you guys later.